You are not born to tread cautiously in the shadows of the mundane. To think small is to build a prison within your own mind, brick by brick, until the walls close in and suffocate the fire of your ambition. The world has enough minds content with mediocrity, whispering the safety of modest goals. But you are here because something deep within rebels against such silence. A soul that dares to think grandly is not reckless, it is alive. Every great monument of human achievement, every whisper of destiny carved into the fabric of time, began as a bold, untamed thought. To dream on a grand scale is not to defy the rules, it is to rewrite them. You must become a sculptor of your fate, chiseling away fear and doubt until only possibility remains. Do not cower before the enormity of your vision. The size of your goal will not crush you, your hesitation will. You have within you the raw force of creation, the same force that moves mountains and splits oceans. You are not smaller than your dreams. You are their equal, their architect, their master. Step onto the battlefield of your life, armed not with timid aspirations, but with a defiance that shakes the heavens. Know that every faltering step, every sacrifice, is the price of greatness. The world does not give freely to those who ask meekly. It surrenders only to those who demand. The path of the ambitious is lonely, treacherous, and unrelenting. But at its summit, as you stand with the winds of triumph roaring in your ears, you will see that every ounce of effort was worth it. For there, you will find not just victory, but yourself, unshackled, unyielding, and infinite. Do not shrink to fit the confines of a small life. The stars themselves are born from chaos. Why should your dreams be any less magnificent? Take them, shape them, become them. For nothing less will ever satisfy the soul that knows it was meant for more. Be the thorn that awakens the world. The world craves comfort, yet it is comfort that dulls the edges of the human spirit. To be convenient is to be invisible, a shadow blending seamlessly into the fabric of conformity. But you, if you dare to be more than a fleeting echo in the noise, must embrace the sacred duty of discomfort. You must disturb. Those who seek only to please are architects of nothing. They pave roads that lead nowhere, their days spent softening the sharp truths that could cut through the apathy of existence. To live without ruffling feathers is to bury the fire of your essence beneath layers of polite silence. But you are not made to tread lightly or to whisper when the world needs a roar. Speak the words that others swallow. Act on convictions that others fear to entertain. Let your presence be a disruption, a challenge, a call to awaken. The masses may recoil, for they loathe being reminded of their complacency. Yet it is precisely this reaction that proves your necessity. The world does not grow from ease, it evolves through friction, and you must be the spark that ignites it. You will be misunderstood, perhaps even loathed, by those who would prefer the soothing lull of inaction. But remember this, greatness was never birthed by those who sought universal approval. The boldest voices, the ones that reshape history, are often the most detested in their time. The cost of being true to yourself is high, but the cost of betraying yourself is far greater. Do not settle for being a silent witness to the world's inertia. Be the thorn in its side, the sharp edge that forces it to shift, to question, to grow. Let your discomfort with mediocrity radiate outward until it becomes a force that others cannot ignore. For the courageous, discomfort is not a burden, it is a badge of honor. Walk unapologetically in the light of your truth, even if that light blinds those around you. Better to be the flame that burns brightly for a moment than the shadow that lingers unnoticed for eternity. Be bold. Be defiant. Be the inconvenient force the world cannot look away from. The swift strike of the bold. Hesitation is the graveyard of dreams. To linger in thought, to weigh every possibility until the moment passes, is to allow fear to shackle your will. Time, that relentless thief, spares no one who waits. The courageous know this. They act not because they are reckless, but because they understand that the window of opportunity is narrow, and it closes swiftly. When you move with speed, you disrupt the rhythm of the ordinary. You catch the world off guard, unprepared for the force of your conviction. Action transforms intention into reality. It is the alchemy that turns ideas into gold. To act quickly is to wield the sword of decision, cutting through the fog of uncertainty with precision and resolve. But speed is not haste. It is clarity. It is the ability to see the moment for what it is, a fleeting chance to seize control of your destiny. Those who wait, who ponder endlessly, are often left grasping at shadows, lamenting the opportunities they let slip away. The bold, however, strike while the iron is hot, forging their path before the world has time to react. Do not let the paralysis of perfection hold you captive. The perfect time, the perfect conditions, the perfect plan. These are illusions crafted by fear to keep you stagnant. The moment you sense the call to act, heed it. Leap before doubt has a chance to take root. It is in the leap, in the swiftness of your resolve, that you find the power to rise above hesitation. Speed is a force multiplier, a statement to the universe that you are not here to wait for permission. You are here to claim what is yours. Move with intent, with purpose, and with the unshakable belief that the bold are rewarded not for their caution, but for their courage. Every second you delay is a second surrendered to the ordinary. And you, who were born for the extraordinary, cannot afford such a luxury. Be the storm that moves faster than the eye can follow, leaving a trail of transformation in your wake. For the swift, the daring, and the relentless, time bends to your will. Do not ask for permission to exist. The world has built an intricate web of rules, spoken and unspoken, designed to keep you tame. It whispers in your ear, wait your turn. Seek approval. Conform. But these whispers are not the voice of wisdom. They are the chains of mediocrity, disguised as guidance. To ask for permission is to acknowledge that your existence must be validated by others, that your light requires their blessing to shine. It is a lie. True strength is not polite, nor does it bow. It does not raise a timid hand, seeking permission to enter the room. No, true strength breaks the door down. It strides boldly forward, declaring, I am here, and I will not be ignored. To live fully, to be unapologetically yourself, is to defy the very notion that you owe the world an explanation for your being. The strong do not wait for the world to grant them space. They carve it themselves, with relentless will and unwavering purpose. They understand that seeking approval is a surrender, a quiet admission that someone else holds the power over their life. But power is not given, it is taken. When you cease to ask for permission, you reclaim the throne of your destiny. You stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect endorsement, the perfect set of circumstances. You act, you speak, you become, and in doing so, you break free from the invisible prison that keeps so many bound. This path is not without resistance. You will face those who fear your freedom, who resent your audacity to step outside the lines. Let them. Their disapproval is the shadow cast by your brilliance. Do not shrink to fit their expectations. Rise until you eclipse them entirely. To ask for permission is to stall, to falter, to deny yourself the life you were meant to live. Stop waiting. The world is neither your judge nor your master. You owe it nothing but the courage to be unapologetically, magnificently yourself. Walk forward with fire in your heart and defiance in your soul. The strong do not wait. They create, they conquer, they live. Rise stronger, fall wiser. Failure is not your enemy. It is not the cruel hand of fate or an unforgiving punishment. No, failure is the greatest teacher life has to offer, though its lessons often arrive cloaked in pain. To fall is to be given the gift of truth about your weaknesses, your blind spots, and the limits you have yet to shatter. But so many curse their failures, treating them as wounds that never heal. They allow shame to fester where wisdom could grow. Do not join their ranks. When you fall, rise, not with bitterness, but with the clarity that only failure can bestow. Each stumble is a map, etched in the scars of your efforts, showing you the paths to avoid and the heights you are yet to conquer. The world loves a story of triumph, but what it often forgets is that every victory is built on the ruins of defeat. The strongest among us are not those who avoid falling. They are those who fall and rise again, each time with a deeper understanding, a sharper resolve, and a heart that refuses to yield. Think of failure not as a wall, but as a forge. It burns, yes, but it also tempers. The steel of your spirit is strengthened in its fire. Every misstep, every rejection, every heartbreak carves away the unnecessary, leaving only what is essential, your unbreakable will. Do not fear the fall. Fear standing still, paralyzed by the thought of imperfection. Fear the life unlived because you refuse to risk the pain of failure. The ground may greet you harshly, but it is not your resting place. It is the starting line for your ascent. Rise, not because the fall was insignificant, but because it was necessary. Rise, because the act of standing tall once more is the ultimate defiance against a world that dares to keep you down. Rise, because the journey is not over. It has only just begun. Stare into the abyss of your fears. Stare into the abyss of your fears. Fear is a beast that thrives in shadows. It grows large and monstrous, feeding on your hesitation, gaining strength from every step you take away from it. To run from fear is to hand it the reins of your life, to allow it to guide you, not away from danger but deeper into captivity. But you are not here to cower. You are here to conquer. To face your fear is not merely an act of courage. It is an act of rebellion against the tyranny of your own mind. When you look directly into the eyes of what terrifies you, the beast begins to shrink. Its claws dull. Its roar softens. You see it for what it truly is, not an undefeatable monster, but a challenge, one meant to strengthen you, not destroy you. Fear does not lie outside of you. It is born within, from the stories you tell yourself about what might happen, what could go wrong, what you might lose. These are stories, not truths. And like any story, they can be rewritten. But only if you have the audacity to confront them, to strip away their illusions, to say, "You do not own me." Think of every great soul who has walked this earth. Do you believe they were without fear? No. They felt its cold breath on their necks, but they did not flinch. They stepped toward it, knowing that the only way to mastery is through the storm, not around it. Every step they took into the unknown, into uncertainty and doubt, was a declaration of their power. When you face your fears, something remarkable happens. You discover that they were never as strong as you imagined. The very act of standing your ground transforms you. You begin to see fear not as an obstacle, but as a door, a gateway to growth, to freedom, to everything you've ever wanted but were too afraid to claim. Do not let fear dictate the borders of your existence. Walk into its depths. Look it in the eye. Let it tremble before your resolve. For the one who stares into the abyss does not fall. They rise unshaken, unbound, and utterly unstoppable. The betrayal of the self. There is no betrayal more insidious, more devastating, than the lie you whisper to yourself. To deceive another is to obscure a fragment of reality, but to lie to yourself is to bury your soul beneath layers of falsehoods. It is to sever the connection to your own essence, leaving you adrift in a world where you can no longer trust even the voice within. Who are you without the truth? A hollow echo, a phantom of what you could be. The lies you tell yourself may feel like shields, protecting you from pain, from failure, from the harsh glare of reality. But those shields are cages. They trap you, forcing you to live in the shadow of your potential, never stepping fully into the light of who you are. To be honest with yourself is not an act of indulgence. It is an act of war, against the illusions that have taken root in your mind, against the comfort of ignorance, against the fear of facing what you might find when the mask falls. It is a battle many avoid, preferring the safety of their delusions. But safety is not freedom. It is a gilded prison where your true self suffocates. When you strip away the lies, what remains? Perhaps you will find pain, regret, or inadequacy, but you will also find strength, clarity, and the seeds of transformation. The truth, no matter how harsh, is the foundation upon which greatness is built. It is only by knowing who you are in your rawest, most unfiltered form that you can begin to shape who you are meant to become. Do not fear the confrontation with yourself. Fear the life unlived because you refuse to face it. Fear the years spent in the company of a stranger wearing your face. Be bold enough to look in the mirror and see the unvarnished truth. For in that moment, When you meet your own gaze without flinching, you will find not just the flaws, but the limitless possibility of what lies beyond them. Honesty is not easy. It is not gentle, but it is the path to liberation, to self-mastery, to a life that is fully, authentically yours. Stand unshaken in the face of your truth, and you will discover that the betrayal of the self was never necessary, for the power you sought has always been within you, waiting to be claimed. Confidence is born in motion. Confidence is not a gift bestowed upon the fortunate. It is not a divine spark that ignites without warning. Confidence is forged step by relentless step in the furnace of action. It does not wait for you, nor does it come to those who sit idly, hoping for its arrival. It is summoned, earned, by those who dare to move despite the tremor in their hands and the doubt in their hearts. Do not seek to feel ready, for readiness is the great illusion. If you stand still, waiting for confidence to bless you with its presence, you will find only stagnation. The truth is both simple and brutal. Confidence is not the cause of action, it is its result. Every move you make, no matter how small, is a declaration of defiance against fear. It is in these acts, these moments of daring, that confidence begins to take root. Think of the warrior who steps onto the battlefield. Their heart may race, their breath may quicken. Yet with each step forward, with each swing of the sword, they transform. What begins as courage fueled by fear will become an unshakable belief in their own strength. The battlefield of life is no different. Your doubts will not vanish before you act. They will diminish because you act. Inaction is the breeding ground of insecurity. The longer you wait, the louder the voice of fear becomes, whispering that you are not enough. But with every action, no matter how imperfect, you silence that voice. You prove to yourself, again and again, that you are capable, that you are resilient, that you are far more powerful than you believed. Confidence does not demand perfection. It demands persistence. It grows in the soil of your failures, watered by the lessons you extract from them. Each time you rise after a stumble, each time you face a challenge head-on, you add another layer to the foundation of your belief in yourself. So do not stand still. Move, act, create, speak, build. With every step you take, you invite confidence into your life, not as a fleeting feeling, but as a permanent companion. And in time, you will look back and realize that the strength you once sought was within you all along, waiting for you to claim it. Choose your circle with precision. You are the sum of those you surround yourself with. Every word they speak, every belief they hold, every gesture they make seeps into your very being. There are those who will lift you, and then there are those who will drag you into the depths of mediocrity. Do not be fooled by the illusion of loyalty. Loyalty to the wrong people is not virtue, it is self-sabotage. Look around you. Who among them truly sees you? Who among them encourages you to soar, to rise above, to break the chains of complacency? And who among them whispers in subtle tones, planting seeds of doubt, feeding the fears that already haunt you? The truth is harsh. Not everyone who claims to be your friend has your best interests at heart. Some will smile while they bind your wings. Some will laugh while they watch you wither. When you choose to keep company with those who dwell in the swamp of negativity, you begin to tread the same murky waters. Their limiting beliefs become yours. Their fears creep into your psyche, clouding your judgment, stifling your potential. The longer you remain in such an environment, the harder it becomes to break free. To rise, you must first shed the weight of those who hold you down. You must remove from your life the people who no longer inspire, who do not challenge you to become more than you are. It may seem harsh, but the truth is this: your journey is too important to be wasted in the company of those who do not understand the value of ambition, of growth, of greatness. Choose your circle with precision, for your environment shapes the very architecture of your mind. Seek out those who have the courage to walk their own path, who see beyond the veil of ordinary life, who understand that greatness is not a gift but a relentless pursuit. You cannot afford to be weighed down by the anchors of negativity. You must rise, and in order to do so, you must surround yourself with those who fuel your fire, not those who try to extinguish it. The path to greatness is narrow and treacherous. and only the strongest companions can walk it with you. Let go of the dead weight, and make room for those who will walk beside you into the unknown, into the infinite possibilities of what you can become. Learn to speak loudly. Your voice deserves to be heard. Your voice is not a mere tool for communication. It is the very pulse of your existence. The world does not need more silence. It needs your truth, your fire, your presence. Yet so many of us hide behind whispers, stifling the words that burn within, afraid of the judgment, the rejection, the trembling that might accompany them. But understand this: your voice is not a weakness because it shakes. It is proof of your humanity, your courage to stand before the world in its rawest form. To speak loudly is to declare your existence with unshakable authority. It is not about volume alone, but the depth of your conviction. It is about standing before the world, vulnerable yet unyielding, and saying, "I have something to say, and I will say it, regardless of the fear that grips my chest." The trembling of your voice is not a sign of weakness. It is the very essence of strength. It is the quiet rebellion against the forces that try to silence you, the chains that seek to keep you small. Every time you speak, despite the quiver in your throat, you defy the fear that tries to hold you back. You choose to be heard, not because you are perfect, but because your words matter. Do not wait for perfection. Perfection is a myth, an illusion that will keep you silent forever. Speak now, even if your voice trembles, even if your hands shake, even if you fear that no one is listening. Your voice is meant to echo through the chaos of this world, to carve a space for you where there was none. The world will try to drown you in its noise. It will tell you to be quiet, to fit in, to shrink. But your voice is the weapon of the free. The louder you speak, the more you claim your space in this vast, indifferent universe. And with each word you utter, you send a message: you cannot silence me. I will not be invisible. So speak. Speak with the fullness of who you are. Speak loudly, whether your voice shakes or not. Speak, for your words are the proof of your existence, and the world deserves to hear them. Dare to discover the unknown. There is a great, untamed wilderness that stretches beyond the borders of what you know, and it is there, in the wild unknown, that true power is forged. To remain in the comfort of the familiar is to choose stagnation. It is to deny yourself the thrill of discovery, the exhilaration of venturing into uncharted territories where the only map you have is your own courage. Every day is an opportunity to push the boundaries of your existence. The world offers an endless array of experiences, each holding the potential to transform you. But most cower before the unknown, afraid of what they might find. They build walls around their comfort zones, imprisoning their potential in the process. But you are not like them. You are not content to live a life of quiet desperation, clinging to the known like a child clutching a security blanket. The bold are those who dare to step into the unknown, who actively seek out the unfamiliar. They do not wait for permission. They do not wait for a sign. They do not wait for the perfect moment. They create it. With every brave step they take toward the horizon that others fear to approach. It is in the unknown that the self is truly discovered. You cannot grow in the sterile confines of comfort. You cannot expand, you cannot evolve, if you do not dare to venture beyond the predictable, the safe, the comfortable. Each new experience you embrace, no matter how small, is a revolution within yourself. It is a defiance against the forces of mediocrity that would have you settle for less than what you are capable of. To be daring is to be alive in the truest sense of the word. It is not about reckless abandonment. It is about the courage to explore, to question, to disrupt the monotony of your existence with the raw energy of curiosity. When you try something new each day, you invite the unknown into your life, and in doing so, you invite growth, change, and the boundless potential that comes with it. So do not wait. The unknown is calling to you. The wild, uncharted territories are waiting for you to discover them. Every day is a new chance to break free from the chains of the known and into the infinite possibilities that lie beyond. The daring do not wait for life to come to them. They make life come alive. Embrace the solitude of boldness. There is a price to pay for greatness, a price that many are unwilling to bear. It is the price of solitude. Bold decisions, those that lead to transformation and break the chains of mediocrity, often demand that you walk alone. The crowd will look at you with confusion, with doubt, perhaps even with disdain. They will call you reckless. They will call you outcast. But they will never call you weak, for strength is born in the silence of solitude, in the moments when you stand alone, unwavering, in the face of your own truth. To choose the path of boldness is to choose a life that others cannot understand. It is to reject the comfort of conformity and step into the unknown, where the world as it is offers no guarantees, only the certainty of your own will. And in that moment, you will find that the road to greatness is not crowded with the approval of others, but rather with the whispers of your own soul urging you to keep moving, to keep striving, to keep creating. Yes, the road will be lonely. The voices of the many will fade into the background, their opinions irrelevant in the face of your mission. But do not mistake this solitude for weakness. It is in this solitude that you will discover your true power. For what is loneliness but the freedom to shape your destiny without the distractions of the crowd, without the compromise of fitting in? In the stillness of solitude, you will hear your own voice more clearly. The doubts, the second-guessing, the fear, they will all come, for they are the natural companions of the bold. But in solitude, you will learn to silence them, to make them your servants instead of your masters. You will learn that you need not the approval of others to fuel your fire. Your fire burns with a strength that is self-sustained, unshaken by external forces. The loneliness of boldness is but temporary. It is the space in which you grow, in which you forge your path with unwavering conviction. And one day, as you look back, you will see that the solitude was not a burden at all, but the crucible in which you were transformed. The world will come to recognize you, not as an outcast, but as a leader, a vision of what is possible when one dares to walk alone in pursuit of something greater than themselves. Invest in your growth. Knowledge and skills are your power. To invest in your development is to wield the greatest weapon in the battle for your future. Knowledge is not a mere accumulation of facts. It is the raw material from which you sculpt your destiny. Skills are not tasks learned. They are the tools that carve your place in a world that cares little for those who remain static, who do not evolve. The world does not reward those who remain stagnant. It rewards those who adapt, who grow, who change. And the only way to change, to forge a new path, to rise above the ordinary, is to invest in the very forces that shape you, your mind and your craft. When you invest in learning, when you sharpen your mind and hone your skills, you are investing in power, an unassailable power that no one can take away. Unlike material wealth, which can vanish in a moment, the knowledge you possess and the skills you develop are yours forever. They become part of your very essence, a foundation upon which you can build your empire, whatever that empire may look like. But the price of this power is not cheap. It demands discipline. It demands discomfort. It demands that you sacrifice the fleeting pleasures of the present in order to claim the rewards of the future. To truly invest in your growth is to reject the distractions of mediocrity, to turn away from the empty comforts that the world offers, and to immerse yourself in the pursuit of mastery. This is not a path for the faint of heart. It is for those who are bold enough to seek greatness, who are brave enough to embrace the discomfort of pushing their limits. But here is the truth that too few understand. The more you invest in yourself, the more you grow, the more you become untouchable. The world will attempt to break you, to keep you small, to keep you in a cage of ignorance and incompetence. But you, with your knowledge and your skills, will rise above it. Invest in your growth, for that is the only investment that pays endless dividends. It is the foundation on which you will build not only your future, but your legacy. So do not squander the opportunity to sharpen your mind, to perfect your craft, to become the person you are always meant to be. For in the end, it is not your circumstances that define you, it is your power to transform them. Dress like a winner. Your appearance shapes your inner power. The clothes you wear are not just fabric and thread. They are the armor of your mind, the outward expression of your inner fortitude. To dress like a winner is not an act of vanity, but an act of will. It is the conscious decision to project to the world, and to yourself, that you are not just someone passing through life, but someone who commands attention, respect, and authority. When you adorn yourself with purpose, you send a message to the universe that you are ready for what it has to offer. You are not waiting for success to find you, you are preparing for it, with every detail of your appearance. The sharpness of your suit, the precision of your accessories, the posture you assume, they all work in harmony to create an aura of strength and capability. This is not about luxury or status, but about the energy you project. When you dress with intention, you step into a mindset of power. You see yourself as worthy of greatness. It is impossible to dress like a conqueror and feel like a victim. Your clothes become a reflection of the greatness you are determined to manifest, both within and without. You are not defined by your circumstances, but by the choices you make. And one of the most impactful choices you can make is to dress as if you already occupy the highest level of your potential. When you elevate your appearance, you elevate your entire experience of life. You begin to walk with purpose, speak with confidence, and act with the unshakable belief that you are destined for greatness. So do not underestimate the power of your outward appearance. It is the key to unlocking a mindset of unrelenting success. When you dress like a winner, you are not just signaling to the world, you are signaling to yourself that you are ready to conquer. The world may not always give you what you deserve, but it will always give you what you project. And when you project power, you will find that power is drawn to you. Take responsibility for everything. To blame others is to surrender your power. There is a quiet, insidious trap that most fall into without realizing it, the trap of blame. It is easier to point fingers, to lay the responsibility for your failures at the feet of others. The world is full of excuses, of justifications, of narratives that place the cause of your misery in the hands of external forces. But know this, in doing so, you surrender your power. You relinquish control over your own fate. To blame is to abdicate your authority over your life. When you blame others, you place the reins of your destiny in someone else's hands. You become a puppet, the strings pulled by the whims and actions of those you accuse. And in this weakness, you lose the most precious thing you possess, the ability to shape your own reality. True strength is found not in blaming the world for what it is, but in owning the way you respond to it. The moment you take full responsibility for your life, your actions, your choices, your circumstances, you reclaim your power. You stop being a passive observer of your own existence and become the active architect of your future. This is a hard truth, one that demands an uncomfortable level of honesty. It means confronting your mistakes, acknowledging where you have faltered, and accepting that you, and only you, are responsible for the life you lead. It means letting go of the comforting illusion that someone or something else is to blame for your struggles. Only in this acceptance will you find the freedom to change. When you take responsibility, you strip away the excuses and the justifications. You stand tall in the face of your flaws and weaknesses, knowing that they do not define you, but are simply the raw material from which you will forge a stronger self. It is through this process of taking ownership that you will truly transcend the limitations of your past. So, stop giving away your power. Stop looking for someone else to blame for your failures and shortcomings. The moment you own your life, you unlock the potential to rewrite it. You become the master of your own fate, no longer a passive victim of circumstances, but a bold creator of your own future. Seek real teachers. Learn from those who have walked the path, not just talked about it. In a world flooded with voices, it is easy to become lost in the noise. Everyone has advice to offer, everyone has wisdom to share. But ask yourself, how many of these voices have truly walked the path they speak of? How many have faced the crucible of experience, emerged from the fire, and now stand before you, scarred but stronger for it? To learn from those who have not merely theorized, but who have lived the struggle, is to step into a realm of knowledge that is beyond the shallow words of the untested. A real teacher is not one who presents ideals from an ivory tower, but one who has bled, stumbled, and risen again through their own trials. Their wisdom is not abstract. It is the hard-won insight of those who have dared to confront the very realities they now teach. When you seek knowledge, seek not the comfortable answers, but those that have been forged in the fires of experience. The world is full of pretenders, those who talk the talk but have never walked the walk. They may dazzle you with their eloquence, but their words are empty shells, hollowed out by the absence of true experience. True teachers are not afraid to show you their scars, their failures, and their imperfections. They do not claim to have all the answers. They claim only the truth of their journey, and it is this truth that will transform you. To follow the words of the untested is to follow a mirage, but to learn from those who have faced the abyss and returned, changed, is to gain a map to your own greatness. These teachers do not promise an easy path, but they offer you the chance to see beyond the illusion of comfort and mediocrity. They show you that greatness is not a destination, it is a process, a never-ending journey of struggle, learning, and overcoming. Seek these teachers, for they are the ones who will not only guide you but challenge you. They will push you to confront your own limitations, to embrace the hardships of the path, and to emerge stronger, wiser, and more prepared to carve your own way in the world. You are not here to merely exist, but to conquer, to challenge, to evolve. The path is not easy, and the road to greatness is paved with struggle. But know this, within you lies the power to transform, to rise above the ordinary and claim your place among the bold. Now, go forth and act with courage, wisdom, and relentless determination. Don't wait for permission. The world is yours to shape. Stay fierce. Stay relentless.